Dino ball.
Juno Ball,
Dino ball.
Juno Ball,
Dino ball.
Juno Ball.
Ladies and gents, welcome back to your favorite podcast of all time. Do you know ball? Took a little bit of a break. Life was busy. Life was crazy. Life was hectic, but we're back giving you guys the weekly content, the daily shorts. So we're gonna get right into it. We apologize for a little bit of the break, but we have some fun topics today. A lot has gone on in the sports world since we last recorded, and I'm gonna give Zach the honors actually of starting us off today. Zach, have fun with this one.
I'm gonna have a lot of fun with this one. I'm gonna have a lot of fun with this one. So our first topic of the day, we're gonna go straight into why the Mets are so unbelievably bad. So unbelievably bad. You got so many things wrong with this team. So many things. I mean, it's from when something's going good, I feel like the Mets are like this most of the time. When something's going good, there can never be all three things going good at once. It's multiple things. It's two things that are going good and then one thing that goes bad. So right now, it's starting pitching going good. Offense has kind of been all right the past couple games. I mean, other than the two Dodgers games that just took place yesterday, before that, I mean, the bunch of home runs. JD Martinez has hit some. Marte, Vientos has been someone that I've been extremely pleased with. And he's come in and made Beatty actually fight for his job. But at the moment, um, starting pitching and hitting, I would say, is probably some of the best parts right now. Um, But the bullpen, I mean, we've lost so many games the past couple weeks from just the bullpen imploding. I mean, just to go one from memory, the Giants, ton of games that we should have won 100% lockdown, thought we had it in the bag, and it just didn't happen like that. The biggest one that hurt the most was the first game of the Giants series when we were up 6-2. Reed Garrett was in. He could not find the zone whatsoever. Walked the bases loaded. There were still two outs. Well, I think he gave up a run, and then immediately a grand slam is hit, and we're down 7-6. And then they score another run, and we're down 8-6. And then what the Mets continuously do time and time again is they tease at the end of the games, make you think that they're gonna win, and they just don't. They get it back to 8-7, and they just couldn't get the tying run home and extend the game any further. So, I mean, we only took one out of three against the Giants. And like I said, this road stand or this home stand, these 10 games at home are going to determine probably the rest of the season. Now, I may be crazy for saying that this early on, but I mean, this is it. They're already 10 games under 500. They played the doubleheader yesterday against the Dodgers. Game one winning 2-0 all the way up until the eighth inning. Or no, excuse me. Yeah, up until the eighth inning. We were winning 2-0 up until the eighth inning. A run comes home, get out of the inning. Ottavino comes on for the save, blows the save, but we were able to stay at two apiece. And then you go to the bottom of the ninth inning and you have bases loaded with one out and a 3-0 count on Tyron Taylor. And you can't get one run to cross the board. That is just, I feel like at the moment they're just allergic to winning. And
Sounds right.
not to drag this on any more than it really should. Today, just before filming the pod, Edwin Diaz goes down. He goes down. I'll pull it up right now. He goes down with right shoulder impingement. I don't even know what that is, to tell you the honest truth. He
It's
goes
fake.
down. He's on the 15-day injured list. Yeah, bring it up because I want to talk about this because I think you're right on this. Truthfully,
It's the fandom IL. They're basically saying he's so bad. Let's just step away for a bit. Get better, clear your head. That's what it is.
He
Maybe,
struggled so much. He
yeah, maybe
struggled
he's
so much
hurt.
this season.
You never know. He could be hurt, but I think he's just washed now. I think that World Baseball Classic injury really messed with him. And we kind of saw a little bit of this side from him in Seattle, where, or not really in Seattle, he was good in Seattle. I mean, his earlier stint with the Mets, where he was just a terrible pitcher. And maybe he's back to that form. I don't know. But talent finds a way to outweigh the badge. So if he's really good, if he's really truly still there, if there's any shell of greatness left in Edwin Diaz's body, I think the Mets will be okay. But there's no point having a closer if you can't score runs to be in the lead. So you got to figure out that problem
Truthfully,
first.
yes. But also there's been games that he's come in. He came in game two of the Giants series, had a 1-run lead in the ninth and blew it. Um, in Miami. Miami's another game. He had he had a tremendous lead in he came in and he blew the lead to Miami. He gave up 4 runs in that 1 inning and they ended up losing that game. There's so many games that he has come into and they have just not been locked down. Like you go to Edwin Diaz. When you go to Edwin Diaz, you expect him to lock it down and save the game. Phillies game.
Can I wait? Can I add something just real quick? This is like real time. I don't know if you saw this. Pete Alonso leaves game after being hit by pitch. I
This is
swear to
this
God,
is real time. I
I
mean,
swear to God, I'm not even lying. James Paxton, like
wow,
I'm watching it right now. He like half swung James Paxton, hit him like right here. It looked like on the wrist. So now he's apparently out of the game. Damn, man,
wow. I
that's
mean, when it when
rough.
it when it rains, it pours. It truly pours. And and all you could really do at the moment is just smile because and just take it because we're 22 and 32. We're 10 games under 500. And to be honest with you, I mean they're playing right now. I don't really see even if Pete is out for the rest of the game, obviously he's taken out. Pete's out for the rest of the game. That's a big bet that's taken out, but even with him out, like I don't know. I don't see them winning that game. I mean, Lindor was the only one that put up runs in the first game. The only runs of the day, honest to tell you honest truth. 2 runs is all we scored. All we scored in 2 games. Lost 3-0 last night in the second game of the doubleheader. I don't see them winning again today. I mean, if they pull a rabbit out of their hat and they pull this one through, maybe they get the win today. But they have to. I mean, my goal, all I wanted for this 10 game, because I know these three teams are pretty difficult to play against: the Giants, the Dodgers, the Diamondbacks. I just wanted maybe 5-5. I don't even know if that's going to be possible,
Who
but if you
knows?
could come out of this hard 10 game homestand 5-5, then maybe there's an opportunity to win more. I don't know. I don't know with this team. This team is just showed me has ripped my heart out time and time after game. Edwin Diaz has been bad. Now he's on the injured list. Senga doesn't seem to be coming back anytime soon. He's been shut down, I think, for a few days at the moment. And then now Alonso gets hit by the pitch. Alvarez, we're still waiting on him to come back. A lot of things wrong with this team, but I'm not gonna
Yeah,
I'm not gonna go on with this any longer than we've have
yeah.
already. You could
Thank
just
you.
you could just slide into the next topic.
Yeah, sorry about that really boring 10-minute rant about the New York Mets. Sorry about that. Everything that's going wrong with the Mets is everything that's going right for the Yankees. So let me lighten the mood a little bit. The New York Yankees are just incredible. The New York Yankees are probably one of the best teams, if not the best team in baseball at this moment. Zach mentioned, yeah, stop with that stupid ass face.
They're
Stop.
third best team in baseball right now.
Third best. Okay, yeah, let's look at the record, right?
Third best team.
Let's look at the record right now. Really? Okay. So the Phillies are 38 and 18. Guardians are
Mhm.
37 and 18. Yankees are 37 and 19. The Yankees have played one more game than the Guardians. And the Phillies have played the same amount of games as the Yankees. So they have one more win. Okay, but keep that mindset up because you're fucking stupid.
That wasn't something to come at you. I'm just saying,
I'm just
like,
saying, no,
technically right now they are the third best team in all of baseball.
that's not even
Yankees are
okay.
hot. Go ahead,
All right,
continue.
shut up, shut up. I let you have your piss
Go ahead.
sorry rant about the Mets.
Go
So
ahead.
I'm gonna be really quick with it. The Yankees, they're just incredible right now. Juan Soto, MVP candidate, probably gonna win AL MVP over Judge and Kyle Tucker. And I want to talk about Aaron Judge because this man gave the entire league like a month head start. He said, "Let me take a break. You guys do your thing. I'll be back in a couple weeks." And that's exactly what he did. This man is back. He got his batting average up like 70 points. He's already tied, if not second, in home runs in the entire league at the time that we make this. His RBI count is already matched or surpassed Kyle Tucker as we record this. He's insane. Aaron Judge being healthy, Aaron Judge being back propels this Yankees team so far north. Juan Soto being Juan Soto does the same thing. On top of that, I didn't even get into the pitching. You talked about pitching. You talked about your sorry ass closer, Edwin Diaz. Clay Holmes. What are we doing here? The best closer in baseball at the moment? I mean, you might not think so, but look at his stats. He gave up, what was it? Only one game this season where Clay Holmes gave up earned runs. It's insane how good he's been. You can say he's been bailed out, but luck like that doesn't last that long in baseball. He's just been on top of it. The Yankees bullpen has been nothing short of amazing so far as well. Guys like Ian Hamilton, especially, who have come out of the dumps and have just turned into elite relievers in this league. You see like these guys come in and you get like a sigh of relief, right? It's not like, oh damn, Adam Ottavino's coming in. Let me go grab my popcorn and be worried. No, I see Ian Hamilton. I see Clay Holmes gives a little bit of a scare. I will say that. Cardiac Clay, he's called that for a reason. But I see a guy like Ian Hamilton come in, right? I get comfortable. I get really comfortable. The Yankees lineup, other than like Glaber, other than like Rizzo, who have been really questionable to start the year, you got guys like Volpe, who has a massive hitting streak at the moment. You have DJ LeMahieu, who just came back. Giancarlo Stan has actually been good. He's actually been serviceable, and that's great. The biggest thing with him has been health. Alex Verdugo has been a dog. You have Austin Wells, who's hitting the ball hard every single at bat. This team is, if this isn't the year for 28, I don't know if they'll ever get 28. And I'm going to be totally real with that. The starting rotation has been the best in all of baseball without Garrett Cole. Can you believe that? One of these incredible starters is going to get bumped from the rotation for Garrett Cole and get put into the bullpen. It's it's ridiculous. It's insane. And I'm so excited to see how it plays out. And that's all I have to say. Just watch some Yankees baseball because this year could be number 28. We can go to the next topic. I could keep going, whatever you want. Zach, do you want to hear more about the Yankees? You want to hear more about winning?
No, no,
No, you
no,
want to go to the next topic? I don't
no.
blame you. I don't blame you.
The next topic is it's kind of rough to hear because I mean nobody wishes injury upon any star player in the league, and it's kind of sad to see, to tell you the honest truth. But even though I don't really like this team, the Braves just lost to Ronald Acuna Jr.
Mhm.
And he's out for the year. He tore his ACL, and I believe it's I think it's his left knee. It's either his I think it's his left knee because I'm pretty sure his right knee he tore in
It's just
2021.
it's just the other one, whichever
It's
one it
yeah,
wasn't
the
before.
other knee,
Yeah.
which is kind of hard to do, to tell you the honest truth, because if I don't even know how that's possible to tear MCLs or ACLs in both knees just like a few years apart. That's really rough. It's really rough. But I mean, although he hasn't really been exactly himself this year to start off, but it's Ronald Acuna Jr. Like I mean, like he was bound to take off, and you know what? He was kind of coming into it the past couple series for the Braves, but losing him is a massive hit for them. I mean, this Braves team has already gone through a bunch of injuries, but the two big ones are going to be the ones that impact the lineup the most, which is him and Strider.
Hmm.
Those two injuries, having those two out for the year affects a lot, affects their standings, affects the fact that they're definitely not winning. I'm going to make a bold prediction. They're definitely not winning, especially now, definitely not winning the division. They will be a wild card team. I don't know how they're going to do in the playoffs without those two. We're just going to have to see. Charlie Morton, he's in the back half of his career. I don't know how good he's going to do, especially the rest of the season and the playoffs. You got Chris Sale. Chris Sale's been, I think, pretty decent for them, pretty good. But I don't know how he's gonna fare in the playoffs. That Atlanta lineup is very, very hurt right now, very hurt. Um, and I don't know how this is gonna fare for them in the future. I don't know if you want to add anything, Matt, but
Yeah, I
I'll turn it
mean,
to you.
yeah, I'll just say you're probably right in the sense that they probably won't win their division. Um, What is it? You're probably right. Yeah, they probably won't win their division, but I wouldn't count them out because they won the World Series without Acuna. They have a really smart front office. If there's any team that can pull off a heist at the deadline and get really good talent for really cheap, the Braves can do it. They did it for Soler, they did it for Peterson, they did it for Eddie Rosario, who became like the greatest player in all of baseball for like a good month. It's possible that they could still make the postseason. The Phillies could slump. You never know. It doesn't look like it, but baseball is baseball. As long as the Braves are in the postseason, which I think they will be because their lineup is still disgusting, they have just as much of a shot to win the World Series, even though they've kind of been labeled as playoff chokers the past couple of years, which is funny considering they won the World Series a couple years ago. But it's going to be interesting. Sucks for baseball. Sorry for Braves fan, and most especially for Acuna, who went down on a non-contact injury, which always sucks. Those are
Yeah.
always really
hmm
dangerous. But that's really all I have to say on that matter. Just don't count the Braves out because we know time and time again they'll they'll be deadly.
A lot of their season right now is going to be heavily reliant on what they do
Yeah.
at the
Hmm.
deadline. Um, but at the moment, I mean, they're still winning games. They're still finding ways to win games. They still got a really long depth of a lineup. They have, I mean, you got guys like that's the thing that amazes me with the Braves. I mean, they got all these good, really, really talented young stars, and they got them for so cheap. Like that's what you mentioned before. They got them for so cheap. Like Austin Riley, Michael Harris. Those are just two
Yeah.
of the names. Um, of the many long list that they have on the team, and they just got Sean Murphy back, so and he's been all right for now, but they're gonna take it slow with him because they can't afford to really have another injury on their team. So yeah, I mean a lot of again like I said, a lot of their season is going to be heavily reliant on what they do at the deadline.
Hmm.
But we could go into the next topic. Go ahead. You could introduce this one.
Thank you for that. So the baseball world went up in flames in a good way because Angel Hernandez just announced his retirement. This came out of nowhere, like mid-season. Sometimes, a lot of people wait till after the season to retire, but I guess Angel just had enough. For those that don't know, Angel Hernandez, one of the most notoriously horrendous MLB umpires of all time. He's known for making terrible, and terrible is not even a a big enough word to, or it's not a good enough word. Terrible does not do justice of how bad he is at his job. And you're a really bad umpire when people know your name. Like that, like straight up. If people know who you are, they know your name, they see you on the scorecard and they complain, you just know you're terrible at your job. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really go too much into detail as to why he retired. I just saw the tweet that he retired and I celebrated just like every other person. Quite frankly, I don't really care about the reason. I'm just happy that I don't have to watch him on my TV anymore. And I'm happy for all you other fans out there that you don't have to witness Angel Hernandez screwing over your favorite team. This is a W for baseball. Who takes the title for the worst MLB umpire currently now? No clue. Hopefully, we don't have to award that title to anyone because maybe there'll be automated umps in the future. It's seeming like that could be a possibility in a couple of years. Who knows? But point of the matter is, it's a really short topic right here. Angel Hernandez, we made a video about him a while ago, was actually one of our more positively rated views, one of our better shorts in terms of interaction with people, and that was the one video that seemed to bring a lot of people together. So it really goes to show you, like, we all have a common hatred for Angel Hernandez, and yeah, it's rude to say how much we hate someone, and I don't want to be a jerk and say he's a terrible guy. He's probably not. He's probably a great guy, but at his job, he's just not great. And for Major League Baseball, this is a W. So that's all I'll say on the matter. Angel, enjoy your retirement. I know that I will very much enjoy it as well. So
Yeah, I mean, you pretty much covered everything on that. I mean, he's just had so many bad calls over the years,
terrible.
and it's just been really really hard to watch him behind the plate. Um, but yeah, I mean, he's gone, and
Mhm.
he will never be in the MLB again. He's
Yes.
done for forever. So we could just sit back, relax, and enjoy umpires without baseball without Angel Hernandez. So yeah, I mean, let's just jump right into the next one because I feel like we're on a little bit of a roll right now. This one
Mhm.
is especially important right now because I just want to highlight some of some of the things that this team is doing. The Cleveland Guardians have been absolutely like outstanding this year. I mean, you got guys like Class A. Class A, I've never really seen a team go to their closer as much as and on consecutive days as much as the Guardians really do. Like I saw it with the series with the Mets. They went to him on back-to-back days, back-to-back days. What does he do? Comes in, throws 100, shuts the door, gets the Guardians the both wins. So I've never really seen a team rely on someone like that, but like he's been so good. Class has been so good, and
Can confirm that, yeah.
not just Class A, but the team as a whole. But a few things I want to point out. Obviously, a big reason, and I mean a huge reason as to why this team is doing as good as they're doing is because of J-Ram. J-Ram has, I mean, he's hitting the ball crazy right now. He's got 56 RBIs right now. Um, I think 16 home runs. He's almost at 60 RBIs on the year.
Yeah.
And we're like about maybe what, like a little over a third or so,
Maybe,
give or take,
I
give or
mean,
take,
what are we, like 50, 60 games into the year, maybe? So
something like that. Yeah,
maybe like a fourth into the year.
fourth.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the year has really just begun, and he's putting up numbers that are kind of alarming. I mean, when you look at his stats and you see the numbers he's putting up now, you could only imagine what he's going to finish off with by the end of the year.
Mhm.
Like if he's already almost at 60 RBIs right now, and we still have a lot of baseball to play, I don't know what that number is going to look like towards the end of the year. Could JRAM have, I don't know, over, I think he's definitely going to hit over 100 RBIs. 100%.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
100%. Question is, how high can that number go? Now, I don't want to throw any numbers out there, but that's really it. Just how high can that number go? He's also batting like 272, almost 280. So
Mhm.
he's doing what he's doing at a high level, like he always does, but this year he's been absolutely outstanding. And it's not just him. They kind of found they kind of found a guy that kind of came out of left field. I don't think many baseball fans really knew who he was, but this dude can't get out. Like he refuses to get out. His name is David Fry.
David Fry.
And I don't know if you've heard of him up until this year. I certainly haven't. He just constantly gets on base for them, constantly gets hits. It's been really hard to get him out. He actually homered last night. Homered last night, had 3 runs, a home run, 3 RBIs, and a stolen base, and went 3 for 5 on the day. He has been a bright spot for them, definitely. But dude, 357, he's definitely had quite a few at bats under his belt. I don't know how much in total for the season so far, but 357 and to put up homers, RBIs, runs, and also steal a few bases here and there, that's something special. Guardians have been something special this year so far.
Mhm.
I don't know if you want to add anything. You can if you want to.
There's not many things I'll add with the Guardians. I'll just say they are one of the scrappiest teams in baseball, and kind of like the Rays, kind of like other teams, they will find talent from nothing. So I mean, I'm a little surprised that they're doing this good. But J-Ram, being as good as he is, probably one of the more underrated guys in the leagues with one of the more underrated guys in the league, which is kind of funny considering how he's a top player in the league. But I feel like just not a lot of people talk about him, and he's consistently been the best third baseman in baseball for however many years now. Um, Another thing is literally like a day or two ago, he was making comments about how he's being compared to Barry Bonds. He's funny, he's a funny guy. Because they were like intentionally walking him and everything. So J-Ram's funny. Guardians are doing good. Will they keep it up? They might. Royals are creeping up there in the division. But we'll see. See how it plays out. Good for J-Ram that he's doing good. He'll definitely pass 100 RBIs, but if you're ready, we can go right into our next set of topics. We're
Yeah,
going
go
to the
ahead.
basketball world now.
Go
Yeah,
ahead.
I'll start it off. The second to last topic we have, because this is the most recent thing that happened. The Boston Celtics, the Boston Celtics have officially clinched the NBA Finals berth. Is this a surprise to anyone? Not really. I mean, to me, it's not. There was maybe some type of hope that the Pacers could have maybe used the momentum after defeating the Knicks and be the incredible biggest underdog of all time in recent history to take down the big bad, the Boston Celtics. But no, they got swept. Halliburton was hurt. You have Andrew Nemhard who is playing good. There's questions in the air about Pascal Siakam. Will he return? That's all questions that we will actually answer in the next segment. But the Boston Celtics, they just dominated every team they played this postseason, right? The Miami Heat. Who else did they play? They played the Pacers. Who was the Cavs, right? Yeah. It was just their their playoff route was just such like a blur. Like it wasn't competitive. Nothing sticks out to
Hmm.
me during those three series. Hopefully, whoever they're playing in the finals, whether it's the Timberwolves, whether it's the Mavericks, hopefully it's at least entertaining because I fully expect the Celtics to win the finals in like 5 games, maybe 6. I don't see it going to 7. You could say it's a hot take, but they're just so good. That starting five, they're bench guys, which are not big names at all, and you can call them scrubs, but they know how to play as a team. So if Jason Tatum, who's been getting a lot of slander for some reason recently, if he can get a ring this year, if he can get his finals MVP, most likely, I think it changes a lot of conversations about him. And maybe we can put him in contention for top 5 player in the league at some point. Who knows? I think he was, but I think he got dethroned a little bit. That's a topic for another day. Celtics are final bound. They're most likely going to win it all. Zach, what do you got?
So it's funny you mentioned that because I've seen a lot of threads on Twitter and TikTok and everywhere that are calling the Celtics run a Mickey Mouse run. But you know what? I really feel like it's yes in all 3 series that they've played in to get to the finals. They're one of the team's major stars have been hurt. You saw it with Miami. Miami didn't have Jimmy Butler. Then you saw it with the Cavs. The Cavs didn't have Donovan Mitchell for most of the series. And then now with the Pacers, Tyrese Halliburton. Halliburton wasn't in the games.
Hmm.
Um, so and especially what I expected him to at least show up for game four, maybe to try to extend the series. Your season's on the line. Maybe just suck it up for one game, whatever the injury was, whether it be his back, because I know he's had problems with his back in the past. I expected him to just suck it up and play, but he didn't do that, and they're going home. Um, but I do agree with you. I thought that maybe the Pacers would have a little bit more of a fight. And you know what? It really looked like that in game one. It truly looked like the Pacers had it in the bag. But you know what? Major mistakes happened in the final minute and a half that allowed the Celtics to actually end up tying it, sending it to overtime, and then winning the game.
Hmm.
I thought the Pacers had game one in the bag, and I was like, damn, they're gonna actually go up 1-0. And that's really all you can ask for. When you're an opposing team, you're an underdog team, you go into the enemy territory,
Yeah.
all you could really ask for is to at least win one of the two games there. Because then you go back home. But things didn't end up like that.
Nah.
Jaylen Brown hit the game tying three, and then they won it in overtime. So, I mean, yeah, I couldn't say I'm surprised that the Celtics won. I mean, they got such a good team. Like you said, the starting five, a lot of pieces. Jaylen Brown and um Tatum have been the duo for a long time for that team, but Drew Holiday has means so much defensively. It doesn't matter if he's scoring 20 to 30 points a night. If he scores 10 to 15, but makes amazing defensive stops like he has been,
Hmm.
it doesn't matter. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter because they got other guys on that team that could do that. Another person on that team that's been shooting like lights out, especially in the Miami series. He did that against the Pacers. He's been meaning a lot to their team. Derek White.
Hmm.
And that's
So
a
good.
player that's a player that maybe not many people that really, really, truly watch the NBA, they may not, oh, that Derek White doesn't mean anything. He means a lot to that team.
Yeah.
Another guy that's really stepped up big to me, Al Horford. Al Horford's been great,
He knows how to play. Yeah.
especially when it comes to playoff time. He's been really, really good to step into that role now with Kristaps out. So again, obviously, with them moving to the finals, I really expected it to be Timberwolves, Celtics. That's not how it's gonna play out though. Unless Anthony Edwards could really do the unthinkable.
Hmm.
Unless he could come back from a 3-0 deficit.
It's
I
never
mean,
happened for a
they
reason.
they just won game 4,
Hmm.
but I might add they barely won game 4.
Hmm.
Barely. They won by 5 points.
Yeah. Uh,
105-100.
Of course, this is also the time we're recording this. By the time this
Yes.
comes out, by the time you see this short or video, whatever, the series might change. But yeah, just putting that out there.
Yep. And Anthony Edwards has got something to him that he just doesn't want to go home at the moment. He said before game 4, he's like, you guys better put us away tonight. Like, you
Facts.
better put us away tonight. So they're a talented team, but I think the Timberwolves need a lot more out of their stars.
Hmm.
100%. Cat's been honestly, and I'm gonna put this out there. Cat's been terrible the
Yeah.
first 3 games of the series. I think he only had his breakout performance last night when he scored 25 and had 5 boards. Um Anthony Edwards, he's trying, man, but like especially in game 1 he was gassed. He was gassed guarding Kyrie. It's hard. It's a hard task. He called him out. It's hard to guard Kyrie. Um and I just think the Mavericks are going straight to the NBA Finals. I don't really see them losing. That probably one of the best backcourt. No, it is the best backcourt in are in all of the NBA. I mean, you got Luca and Kyrie. I mean, you got those two guys. And you know what the Timberwolves have been trying to do? They've been trying to trap the two of them to try to not get them to score or anything like that. But they've been playmaking so much that they're dishing the ball. They're dishing the ball to guys like Gafford, Lively, and
Hmm.
all the other role players, and they're coming through. PJ Washington, he's been good. He's been good. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what we get in the NBA Finals. But I do agree with you. I think whoever comes out of this Timberwolves Mavs contest, I think that the Celtics are going to win, and they're going to win quite quickly because I don't see this team losing. But yeah,
Hmm.
I think we should go into our last topic of the day.
Let's do it, baby. I'm ready.
Let's do it. NBA free agency. Now it's a little early on. I know the season obviously is still going on, but I do want to predict some of the top guys that are unrestricted free agents this year. I want to see where both of our heads are at, where we think maybe some of these guys are going to go. So obviously, number one on that list is LeBron James. Now I know he has a player option.
Yeah.
So does the second person on our list. But do you think that he's going to leave the Los Angeles Lakers?
Um, no, I don't. And I'll tell you why. Not many teams in this league have cap space. I know he wants to play with his son wherever Bronny goes. But I recently saw a tweet, whether it was fake or not, but I saw something that said that Bronny it only wants to like work out for the Lakers and the Suns. Whether that's true or not, that is interesting because if Bronny goes to the Suns, the only way LeBron would physically be able to go to Phoenix is if somehow they swap like Bradley Beal, which he would not agree to because he has a no trade clause. And also LeBron would have to take a minimum, and LeBron's not doing that. So when everything's all said and done, I think LeBron James will still be a Laker. When he's an unrestricted free agent, we can talk about that. But for next season, I think he'll still be a Laker. I think he'll stay in LA. I don't really have much more to that. I feel like that's more straightforward. The next one is a little bit more of a debate.
Yeah, I think he'll stay in LA. I know he wants to play with his son at least a year or so, but you gotta think about it like logically too. Like I don't know, especially if he wants to fulfill that goal in his career because he's pretty much done. He's done it all. He's got almost every record. He's won four championships. He's got All-Star game after All-Star game, MVPs. He's got it all. He's done it all. I don't know how much he has left in his career. So if he wants to truthfully play a year or so with his son and check off that box in his accolades in his life that he wants to complete, um, maybe he moves teams. I could see it happening, but at the moment, like you said, I do agree. We have to wait until he's an unrestricted free agent. But
Hmm.
at the moment, I do believe that he will be a Los Angeles Lakers next year. So the next
Yeah.
guy on our list is Paul George. Now this is interesting. This is very interesting.
Hmm.
I don't think he's going back to the Clippers.
Okay. I don't blame you.
I don't
I
think
don't,
he's going back to the Clippers.
I don't blame you for that.
I feel like, I mean, he's given. I can't. It's not even fair to say that. You can't even say he's given as much as he can because he's dealt with a lot of injury uh during his time with the Clippers, and he hasn't been the best as we know he can be. Like when he's on top of his game, when he is healthy, he is one of the best players in the league, and he has that potential. But with that being said, I honestly do believe that Paul George has a high chance of switching sides. And by that I mean I think he might be going to the Los Angeles Lakers
You're stupid.
next
I'm
year.
sorry. I'm sorry. That just kind of came out. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. You tell me who. Tell me.
Dude, I thought you were gonna say the Sixers. I was like so ready for you to be like the Sixers, and I'd be like, yeah, okay, I can agree with you. But the Lakers, there's no shot. How would he go to the Lakers?
Mm, he's got a player option. I don't know. He could want to play with LeBron and AD,
How
and
does he get to the Lakers?
I don't know. I'm not entirely sure. But I've seen some threads on Twitter, and I've seen him in them saying that he could go to the Lakers, and it kind of makes sense. They need the star power, and they could form another big three in Los Angeles. But I mean, I could see Sixers too. I could see Sixers too. I
No,
mean,
you can't take it back now. It's not allowed.
okay,
You can't
I'll
take it
stick
back.
with my side, but you explain yours.
Okay, first off, if the what's it called? If the Clippers were to trade Paul George, if he opts in and they trade him, they would never trade him across the town to the what's it called? They would never trade him cross town to their rival, to the Lakers. They would never do that. I was so confident you were gonna say the Sixers. You saying the Lakers really threw me for a loop. Like I was like, whoa, that was wild. I'm awake now. I'm awake. My NBA fan inside of me has just awoken. Let me tell you, if he's leaving the Clippers, he's going to the Sixers. Unless some mystery team clears a boatload of cap space or they make a sign and trade. I don't know what team that would be. He's going to be a Sixer, he's going to be a Clipper. Which team is it? I have no idea. It all comes down to the Clippers if they want to, or if they're will. Okay, the whole problem with the Clippers is they're unwilling to give him what is it, the extra year or the max. If they can just come to terms and they give him the max, he'll be a Clipper, 100%. If Paul George opts out, that's the first sign that he's going to be a Sixer. If he doesn't opt out, then he's obviously going to be a Clipper because he's still on the team. But I don't know. I don't even want to make like an official guess because I'm afraid I might be wrong. And as a Brooklyn Nets fan, I do not want him to be on the Sixers because that would make him a lot better, and that would make the fans a lot more cocky, a lot more obnoxious than they already are. Sorry, Phillies fans or Philly fans, like Philadelphia. It's gonna be the Clippers or Sixers. The Lakers is a wild guess, but I appreciate you for your input. It's wrong, but I appreciate it, you
Okay.
know.
All right, you can say what you want, but
Yeah,
we'll go to the next guy.
yeah.
Um, I
Clippers.
honestly, to tell you, okay, I was gonna probably say some along those lines, but I was gonna say James Harden. I don't think many teams really want him.
Clippers.
So that's what I was gonna say. I was like, maybe because not many teams want him, I think he's just gonna stay put and sign back
Clippers.
with the Clippers
Clippers.
because I mean he's kind of been a lost cause as of the past couple of years. So Clippers. Okay, so we got
Clippers.
that out of the way. That was easy.
I don't want
Um,
to talk about James Harden much. He doesn't deserve my
Pascal
time.
Pascal Siakam's the next player on that list. Indiana. I think he's going back. I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
there's no
yeah,
shot he doesn't. There's no shot he doesn't. I know there was rumors early on in the trade deadline saying that wherever team he was traded to, obviously that ended up
yeah.
being at Indiana, but whatever team he's traded to, he's not going back there. Um, but I think he's got too many unanswered questions at the moment with Indiana. I don't know. I think he needs to play that out more. Um, and I think he's going back to Indiana. Like
Yeah,
there's
I
no
mean,
shot he
yeah.
doesn't.
You just made the conference finals too, surpassed everyone's expectations. If they can add another guy or like some more like great pieces to that team, that Pacers team can be really good in the future. They were the sixth seed this year. Teams typically, they break out, they break into the playoffs. That's what the Pacers did. That's step one. Now they add more talent and then they rise in the rankings, especially with teams like the Cavs probably shipping off Donovan Mitchell. They could fall. Who knows if the Knicks can repeat their season? They could fall. The Bucks, I mean, they're getting old up there. Dame can start regressing. They might fall. You know, Pacers are in a prime time position with a young Halliburton, and you got a star, a champion, Pascal Siakam. And also free agency is basically dead. no team has cap space really, except for like the Pistons and the Sixers. But Sixers are probably going to spend their money on Paul George or Jimmy Butler, which I saw rumors about that. If they do decide to trade Jimmy, whatever. So Siakam's going to be a Pacer,
Hmm.
and I think them making the conference finals basically confirms that.
Yep. And then our last guy, DeMar DeRozan. This one's kind of tricky. This one's kind of tricky.
I think he's going to be a Bull because I remember
I was
seeing
gonna say that
that.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember reading that the front office wants to bring him back. That's not the right play. I think Chicago, out of every team in the league, needs to blow it up because
A hundred
DeMar,
percent.
yeah, like DeMar, Levine, Vucevic, Lonzo, like that's well, Lonzo hasn't even played in who knows how long. That's
He's
good
coming
talent.
back, I think, next year.
That's what he said. I hope so. I
I
hope
think
we can
so.
talk. Hope we can talk about Lonzo in a more positive light, but he just hasn't played, and it's not really his fault. But the Bulls they have talent, but it's not working, and it's not enough to win it all. And unfortunately, when that's the case, you're in a state of purgatory, and that's the worst place to be in the NBA. Take it from the Nets fan. So they need to blow it up. But they're too stupid. They're too stubborn. You still got Billy Donovan hiring people for his staff. They're still trying to win now. I'm sorry, Bulls fans. No disrespect to DeMar, but I think he'll be back with the Bulls. And the only other team I could see DeMar going to in free agency would be the Sixers. I think he's like plan C. I think like plan A is like Paul George. Plan B and C I did see rumors about Brandon Ingram. Plan B and C is Ingram, and then maybe Jimmy Butler, and Plan D would be like DeMar DeRozan. That's how I view it for the Sixers. But I don't think that'll happen. I think he'll be a Bull. I think he likes it in Chicago. So that's about it. That's all I got for that matter.
Yeah, I mean, you pretty much hit the covered it all. I
Facts.
mean,
Facts. That's facts.
DeMar, I agree with you. I think he's gonna be a Bull, but I think the Bulls, I mean, clearly they've had the same duo and built around the same duo of him and Levine for the past couple of years, and clearly it just hasn't worked. I mean, you've barely made it into the playoffs, and you haven't
Yeah.
made a deep playoff push, which that was the hope when you had DeMar and Levine together. Um, and they've both dealt with some injuries in the past, definitely back and forth. There was times where Levine was hurt and DeMar was the only one on the team, and then there was times where Levine was healthy and DeMar was hurt. So I mean, I think they really do need to rebuild, blow it up, get whatever they could get, and see what team they could put out there. Um, it's time for a change, and I think Chicago fans should realize that too, and think that they're wait on the new era of the
Yeah.
Bulls.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, with that being said, that wraps up episode 22. Um, enjoyed a lot of the topics we talked about today.
Yes, sir.
Um, and we're gonna be back at it on a regular schedule. Just things have been hectic the past couple last two, like 2 weeks. So we back on a regular schedule, and we will catch you guys in episode 23. You got anything to say on the outro?
No, just thank you for staying patient with us. More videos we're gonna be pumping out daily. We're back at it. And just, comment down below if you want to see anything from us, and we might bring some guests on the pod in the future.
Yep. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll catch you guys in episode 23.